are there any initiatives or projects on AI that Zepto is working on?
A lot.
You previously worked with the Trevor project.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us what it is?
So they are a national suicide helpline for LGBTQ teenagers. I think more than us helping Trevor Project, I think the journey there, it helps us more.
What is the future initiative or something that you would personally like to do?
Within Zepto, I think there's a lot that we want to build, right?
Hi, welcome to Rising 2025. I have with me Surabhi Shom. She's the Senior Director of Product Browse and Search at Zepto. Hi, Surabhi. Thank
Hi,
you so
Nandini.
much for being
Happy
here.
to be here.
Surabhi, let's start off with the Zepto bit on. I want to understand how much of AI is used in your search engine, in your recommendation browser, etc.
A lot.
Okay.
Just to give a sense of the pace at which we are going, we had almost next to nothing about a year back. We were still figuring out the pieces. We were still building things from scratch. I think in the last 1 year, we built a search engine from scratch. And in every layer, you will find LLMs, you will find GPT, you will find a lot of model driven intelligence, be it search ranking, be it how we sort of retrieve products, how we recommend products. Everything is right now model driven because that's the only way to do it scalably. You can only do it till a point A when you do it by heuristics. But yeah, like heavily AI driven right now.
Okay, got it. And so, are there any initiatives or say any new projects on AI that Zepto is working on?
I mean,
Anything like that?
now AI is not like a separate layer that runs. Now it is so embedded into every solution you build, whether it's customer service, whether it's how we understand what the customer is looking for, the experiences we serve. So now, earlier, I think early days of AI, it was like, okay, AI will be a separate charter and then you'll plug that somewhere. Now it's so endemic to everything we do. That's the solution to go to. So it's hard to say that AI is a separate project, but it's almost think of every stream has AI embedded into it. And that's how we're functioning.
Got it. So now I'd like to jump onto your personal journey. So I was listening to a session and you were talking about you previously worked with the Trevor Project.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us what it is? And
Yeah, I'd love to. The Trevor Project. So I worked with them for about, so I was volunteering with them for about 4 years. And this was in LA and then in San Francisco. So they are a national suicide helpline for LGBTQ teenagers. And essentially, we take calls from kids at risk who have poor mental health or who are at suicide risk. And what we try to do is we de-escalate that situation to the extent we can. Uh, they do amazing work. Like that's the biggest national helpline that's there. And I think more than the Trevor Project, us helping Trevor Project, I think the journey there, it helps us more. Like I feel that my life's trajectory changed because I was with Trevor Project more than I changed somebody else's life trajectory. Uh, very powerful work. Just most humbling work. Like you get perspective on your own life that there are bigger struggles outside, and it makes your own problems smaller. So yeah, it's been a very enriching journey there. But tell me if you wanted to know anything specific.
yeah, so how has it been? Like, would you have to handle them? Like, how do you go through the process?
So they have this proper training for suicide counselors. So they do this entire 3 month suicide counseling training. You actually graduate and then only you're allowed to do this counseling. They have helpline systems. So every day there are volunteers who would sit on these helplines and take calls. And the calls can be on varying degrees of escalation. Some people just call to talk, just call to talk.
Yeah.
We've had callers who would just call to sing and something, right? But then we also get those highly escalated calls that you're at the verge of doing something, but I mean, at the end of the day, what I learned in Trevor Project was that nobody wants to complete suicide. Nobody wants it. Like everybody loves life, right? But you do genuinely feel that if you do it, others' life gets better around you, and that's why they do it, right? And so a lot of times people call in that moment that I'm here, like I am feeling, I have a knife in my hand. I'm standing at the bridge. What do I do? And you have to sort of bring them back from there that, there is hope. And to be able to give that in that matter of, say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, yeah, like I said, extremely humbling. But that's what all the volunteers there do. And it's just stellar work. Incredible work.
Right. So, are there similar projects in India?
I'm sure they are. So NAS is doing great work. There's Humsafar, they are doing great work. But I don't think there is a scalable national suicide helpline, especially for the LGBTQ community. There is one-off numbers, but it is not at the sustainable, scalable scale at which US is at. Also because in US, most things are legal. Gay marriage is legal. The LGBT community has way more acceptance. Not a lot, but it's still there. In India, we're still grappling with it, right? So nothing is there unless we, as a country, accept the community. It's very difficult to create such systems of intervention. So that's why I don't think we're doing like at scale, but there are these pockets of help that is available.
So these helplines that you have, like for example, the suicide helpline itself, are they trained to say manage LGBTQ community? Can we train them to kind of handle this whole thing?
Can we train them 100%? Yes. I'm
Yeah.
sure that the pockets of helplines that are there run by the NGOs here, they are training people, right? But is it at scale? It's not there. Like, for example, giving you and maybe I'm wrong and I'm happy to be proven wrong here. But for example, in Trevor Project, it's it's almost like a school. Like every 3 months, new volunteers come in, they graduate they get trained, they graduate, they get on the lines. And it's like every state has it, right? People help, people volunteer not only through calls, they do through chat. So if you're not in the actual offices, you can actually help through chat, because guess what? All kids love to chat. Nobody loves to speak on the phone that much. So,
Yeah.
but we are not there in terms of accepting that we need to do this. So that's why extremely trainable, but I think the effort can be more from our end.
Sure. So in terms of organizations, if you look at it from from an Eagle's view or something, what have they gotten wrong about this whole inclusivity initiative that they are trying to bring in?
I think many companies, and we were talking about it some time back with some of the folks who come here, that many companies do it for lip service, like we have a DE&I system in place. But you're not, I mean, the ecosystem is not there. And when I say inclusion, it's women, it's LGBTQ community, it's caregivers, it's parents. We're not there. I mean, even basics, like, right, that women still struggle to come back to work after pregnancy. I mean, we've not even created an ecosystem for that, for childcare, for paternity. If we are not even there, then how do you expect to give an ecosystem for the broader community, right? So what we're getting wrong, honestly, is just building a ecosystem. Just saying that, hey, I have hired women, so mera diversity quota is done, is not good enough. Like that does nothing. That's just women doing, or just the community doing 200x of what they need to do, because now they need to manage X, Y, and Z. Because the system is not built to support them. The system is built against them. And so just hiring doesn't do the job. It's the structures you build around it, which actually helps. And that I don't think we have it nailed.
So how do you think we can improve on that? What are some of the steps that organizations can take?
I think while I say that hiring is not the only job, I think first of all, hiring, of course, should be a much broader funnel, right? A much more diverse funnel. Right now, if I look at the CVs that come to me over the course of years, it's 9 men, 1 woman. And I mean, that's the ratio, right? 9 or 2, 80-20 Pareto. And then structures around, and a lot of people spoke about it, flexibility. Now, giving somebody some leeway because their situation is whatever, right? If you're a caregiver, your situation is different. If you're a parent with a newborn, your situation is different. If you're a wife taking care of an ailing somebody in the family, your situation is different. And if you're from the LGBTQ community, but say you're not accepted in society and you are figuring things out. So bringing ecosystems of flexibility, giving them room to be who they are, but supporting them at work. So all of these, I think, really needs to be thought about and really needs to build through.
Got it. And like we were discussing before this, so does it matter if it's a startup, it's a large organizations? How can they,
I think I feel that, see, everybody should do something about it, right? But the scale at which you do, for example, the larger companies, I feel it's mandatory that they sort of build the system. They have the money, the time, they've already done the journey of 0 to 1. They're not struggling for cash. They have that construct to sort of build that ground up system, and the startups can move along with it. That when you have a proven system, now companies, as they scale from 1 to 10 and 10 to 100, you sort of see that, okay, this is what the bigger companies are doing and it's working, and so we can also imbibe. From startup, it's while we want them to do so, and talking about like my startup also, right? That even in Zepto, like we are working like a lot to just get to these goals that we're trying to get. It's a exponentially growing company.
Yeah.
Now, yes, we actively know we want to build the system, but are we able to find time for it right now, where we are trying to shoot for an IPO within like 4 years of a company being coming into existence? We have not been able to find that time consciously yet, while we're working slowly towards it. And I feel bigger companies have a larger responsibility, right, to get the structure going and take people along as they build that.
Got it. And one last question on what are the future initiatives or something that you would personally like to do to bring awareness to the whole situation?
Future initiatives, I mean, within Zepto, I think there's a lot that we want to build, right? We want to see more women in every level. We want to see more representation from the LGBTQ community. We want to see more mothers in the system. Again, this grueling work schedule has to come down a little to be able, like I said, to be able to make room for people to do that. But we want to sort of figure out how to get there. So we are figuring it out, whether it's hiring principles, whether it's workplace environment, whether it's the tone of meetings and so on. So we're building it slowly. But yeah, it's there too. We are at a 1 to 10 journey right now. So
Got it.
yeah.
So that was at the Zepto level. What about you personally? Do you want to do anything for the people over here?
Personally, I think one thing that I have not checked off my box yet is trying to look for something which is like to like of the Trevor project. It was extremely fulfilling. Have not been able to, there's a lot going on obviously, but have not been able to figure how I can give back to the community. And that's something I do want to get started here in India as well. But that's on the personal front, that I want to start volunteering and start helping people. Even if it's just a conversation, I think it helps people and it goes a long way. So that's something on my.
Got it. Got it. And I'm sure there are many people like you who would love to be part of these projects that you would
Yeah.
taken in.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for your
Varun.
time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.